This look like you try to kill somebody. You try to like you know like la 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 la. You try to curse somebody.
I know so many of you have asked for ramen for so long. So today we're making tonkatsu ramen.
Wow! I never expected this super handsome green-eyed guy would say tonkatsu ramen. Wait, what did he say?
Today we're making tonkatsu ramen.
Eh? What does that mean, tonkatsu ramen? What is tonkatsu ramen? Tonkatsu is pork cutlet. Ramen is the ramen, soup noodle. Tonkatsu ramen is tonkatsu. It's a pork cutlet on top of the ramen. I never had that before. Is that Japanese food or is that UK created food? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you use the UK, but UK is very known as a very weird food. So I thought that this guy, that this chef created some weirdo ramen. I'm so sorry for the UK audience. I love you guys.
What he say?
So today we're making tonkatsu ramen.
Yeah? Same way! Uncle Roger also stopped.
Tonkatsu, nephew Nick. I think you mean tonkotsu. In Japanese, ton mean pork, kotsu mean bone.
Wait. This is not fair. Hey, I'm a Japanese teacher. Mr. Uncle Roger, please don't take my part. Tonkatsu is the pork cutlet. Ton means pork. Katsu means a cutlet. Kotsu means a bone. So pork bone. Pork bone ramen. Tonkotsu ramen.
Completely different thing. Say it properly. Tonkotsu, tonkotsu.
I've already started a couple things. So for now, let's pop back.
Because he's a professional chef, right? With a lot of millions and billions of viewers, right? How come he doesn't know how to pronounce tonkotsu and tonkatsu?
So the first things we're gonna grab is a bunch of pork bones and chicken bones for that really flavorful stuff.
Chicken bone and pork bone? Why do you need a chicken bone? I mean, chicken bone is good for chicken soup ramen, but tonkotsu soup, if you want a tonkotsu ramen, you can just, why don't you just use the pork bone only? It's very heavy and oily, as it's good.
It's like -8 million degrees in here. I'm frigid.
Oh, you should join Team Auntie Helen. She frigid also.
What is frigid? I'm frigid. What is frigid?
Well, we got the pork belly, so let's get home and make some ramen. There's nothing like a good Japanese egg.
Is this Japanese? Japanese eggplant is shorter. This is definitely not Japanese size. This is American size.
First, I'm gonna go in with all my chicken wings. Next, I'm gonna start taking these pork hocks that we got from the Asian grocery store.
Pork hock?
As you can see here, there is some
What is
meat on
pork
the outsides
hock?
there, but you got a nice big chunk.
What is this?
Tons of flavor.
No. Pork hock. Too much meat on there. You should be using pork bone, not...
You see? I told you, see? For the ramen, of course, 100% you must use the pork bone. I don't know what is like pork hork or pork hong or pork bone or... I don't know what he's using. I never seen any ramen chef is using that in my life.
Pork hock. If you make tonkotsu broth with hock, you're gonna have too much meat falling off from broth. Make it dirty.
Once I've tossed in all those pork bones, I'm gonna go ahead and add my last bit of protein in there, which are duck wings.
Duck wing?
What the hell? What is he making? Is he making the tonkotsu ramen or is he making like just like island of meat? What is it called? Like a lot of meat, just bunch of the meat together and what is he trying to make in it? Duck wing with a pork. Why? Why he need a duck wing? Japanese people will never use that part. I never had that in my life. And tonkotsu ramen is just a tonkotsu bone soup with the noodle. Just follow the Japanese recipe, trust me.
Nobody use duck wing for tonkotsu. We use pork bone and maybe chicken bone, but I think nephew Nick want to kill all the animal. Why don't you put elephant wing in there also?
Elephant wing and the lion wing. Just put the Tanuki's teeth. I'll give it teeth. You know?
I'm gonna cover all of this up with some nice cold and crisp water, then crank up the heat and bring this to a nice rolling boil.
This is vegans' worst nightmare. They see that even dead animals have more company than them.
Once this has come to a rolling boil, clear off some of the scum that begins to form on the top. Some people will tell you to rinse this all the way out, but I like to keep all the flavor that's still in there from
난데? You don't need to take off that part.
No, you have to rinse out, otherwise your broth gonna be so dirty. Hiya. Look at your water. Look at your water. It's so pink already because there's so much scum in animal bone. It looks bad, but it also tastes weird. You need to soak water overnight, throw water away, clean the bone, and start over with fresh water. Hiya. Uncle Roger predict nephew Nick broth gonna be so dirty. Let's see if I correct.
I'm not sure if I agree to that or not. In Japan, the bone is already very clean.
Now is when we let this go overnight for 12 hours. This is gonna
Okay,
do all the work.
12 hours,
Next, we'll do our chashu pork belly. Now, this part you don't have to do overnight, but I'm gonna sous vide it to get it really soft and tender.
okay. Ooh, his sweet pork belly. This nephew's so fancy.
Nice.
So I'm gonna let this go overnight as well. This pork has been very bad. So we have to.
I know he's amazing chef, master chef finalist Nick Di Giovanni, but he has too many like sus contents like +18 or those kind of things, which we are the Japanese, we don't know what he's talking about. But from the facial expression of Uncle Roger, I know he's doing something wrong.
Oh. Ew, don't spank your dinner. Leave the poor pork alone.
For our sous vide, the first thing we'll do is put this finely rolled up pork into a nice large bag. Add 4 cloves of garlic, a few hunks of ginger, green onion, soy sauce. Try to
Ingredient not bad.
soy sauce, mirin.
Okay.
1/3 cup of this extremely pungent fish sauce.
Fish sauce a bit
Handful of
weird.
white sugar, about a 1/2 cup or so. Then inside the bag,
white
we're gonna
sugar.
massage the heck out of our meat.
Where is MSG? He needs to put the Ajinomoto. Where is our Ajinomoto? I'm very sure that a lot of ramen shop put a lot of Ajinomoto as MSG is umami. The best umami for Japanese people.
We're gonna roll this up extremely
Okay,
tight.
but at least he marinate the meat, so not like Jamie Oliver, white pork belly.
On the right side, it's Jamie Oliver's pork belly. It's literally it's literally like a no flavor pork, like just pork, like boiled pork. But at least he knows like how to marinate the pork is better. That's called chashu. And Japanese ramen, we must have a chashu for the Japanese ramen as well.
Oliver, white pork belly.
And cook this overnight for about 12 to 15 hours. Okay, it's the next morning. I was tending to that ramen broth throughout the night. Let's start with our soft-boiled eggs. Now that our water's boiling, we're ready to add those eggs. But first, we're gonna add about a tablespoon or 2 of vinegar, which is actually gonna prevent running of the whites if any of these eggs.
Running out what? Running out of the whites. どういうこと? Sorry, what does that mean? I don't understand. Okay, put the vinegar and prevent the white to be watery. Oh, I'm learning something new from this Italian chef name. Not bad. He's not only handsome, but also he's good. He can be a cooking teacher.
Of the whites, that what Uncle Roger called
I'm a
every
white girl.
marathon hour.
I'll drop in my 6 eggs, place on the lid, but we're gonna do it for 6 minutes and 9 seconds, which I promise you, it sounds silly, but it's the perfect time for us.
6 minutes only? Isn't that too short? 6 minutes? And he tried to make a tamago, nitamago. Wait, is he trying to make a nitamago, right? Nitamago is like boiling egg, and then after that we're gonna soak in the soy sauce to get the nitamago.
I have a really cold ice bath.
Good,
And when the eggs
good,
are done,
good technique.
straight into the ice bath to halt their cooking. For our ramen egg marinade, we'll combine 3/4 cup of mirin, 1/4 cup soy sauce, dark soy sauce. If you can't find dark soy sauce,
Ingredient all correct.
now it's time to peel our eggs. But I just wanted to show you guys first how perfect that yolk on the inside. I told you.
Uncle Roger feel like I need shower after watching this video.
Drop them right in.
汚い。本当に汚い。I feel the same.
I'll cover these with plastic wrap and allow them to soak for several hours.
Niece and nephew, you see this? If you use plastic wrap like this, the top of egg won't be marinated because it's touching plastic, not the liquid. It will have one white spot on it. Pro tip, use paper towel, like how Way of Ramen channel do with egg.
Good.
Our eggs are all set. Next,
Yes, for Japanese people, we always use like a kitchen paper or cooking paper.
we're gonna make our tare. It's a really
He's making tare.
Tare.
This
Ooh.
already better than Jamie and Nigella ramen. Tare is the soul of ramen. It's the flavoring for the broth.
really let this heat up, but we don't want to boil it. We're actually looking to
Correct. Don't boil kombu.
Basically, dashi is this umami-packed Japanese soup stock. It's used in so many different things, and this is how we're gonna build the foundation.
This guy really loves shot of his hand. So many close-up of his hand. Is he hand model of something? Imagine if Uncle Roger make cooking video and all you see is...
But actually, his hand is very beautiful. His nail is nicely cut. I really don't like the guy having the long nail. I mean, if you guys are dating with a Japanese girl or Japanese ladies, please be careful. They will watch your nail, okay? Your nail is very, very important. He put the kombu in the water and boiling it. And then did he take out? He has to take out the kombu once the boiling heat. Otherwise, the dashi become very, very bitter. So how we're gonna make the good dashi is always in the cold water, shiitake mushroom and kombu together. And then we just wait for soak them and then make the dashi come out from a shiitake mushroom and kombu for hours and hours. But he put the shiitake mushroom now. I wonder this is a good way. I'm not sure.
Dried shiitake mushrooms. I'll turn off the heat and set it aside. Once that incredible dashi is done, we'll strain it into a nice large...
Too fast, some liquid fell out. Don't waste food.
Don't waste
But now,
the
keeping
food.
about 2 cups of our dashi, we'll create our tare by adding 1 cup of soy sauce.
Oh, good.
1 cup
This
of
tare
vinegar,
look like it
1/2
got so
cup
much
of sake,
umami.
2
So no need
tablespoons of
MSG.
6 cloves of garlic, and then about 2
But maybe this dashi gonna be very light. Yeah, but maybe it's okay because Uncle Roger say it's good and then it's good maybe. But this dashi look very clean.
2 tablespoons of black peppercorns. Now we're gonna let
Okay,
our
tare,
sit
not
just
bad.
like now for our ramen. Please do not use dry instant ramen noodles. This is an absolute no-go.
さ even instant noodle, don't throw it. Japanese people don't like that because we have to respect any food.
Correct. Don't use packet instant ramen. And also, don't use soba like Jamie Olive.
That was really, really, really shocking.
The roll.
すごくない? What? He's making the noodle. That's so professional. You know what? All I talk about his Mr. Nick DiGiovanni. I'm so sorry. I accept you as a chef. He's so incredible. He's making his own noodle.
I have to say, it looked pretty good.
These look absolutely fantastic. Get it with a nice spray of bread flour, just so nothing sticks. Now our ramen is ready to be cooked. Right here is our 20...
What?
Ew! Kimmo! This look like you try to kill somebody. You try to like you know like la 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 la. You try to curse somebody. He put the duck meat. He put the pork meat. He put the chicken meat. It looked a little bit like too much. Maybe he tried to make it like a dirty Japanese soup.
What? That is disgusting. Why this
I've been seeing that. What's that disgusting?
ramen broth look like this? This look like roadkill. Tonkotsu broth not supposed to look like dirt water. I predicted earlier his ramen broth gonna be so dirty. He didn't wash his bone, he didn't throw out water, and his bone have too much meat on there. This broth as dirty as nephew Nick brain.
Gotta find it.
But I'm not sure the Japanese Japanese ramen, we call it hiren no tare. Hiren no tare is kind of like 100 years of the soup. So they use the same pot the past 100 up to 200 years. And then this soup is from like, I take over from great grandpa or something like that, you know, that we call hiren no tare. That soup kind of look like a hiren no tare kind of. So it's okay. It's not necessary the soup have to be very clean as what the Uncle Roger say. But the taste, I really not sure what the taste tastes like. But it doesn't mean like a soup is dirty, means like a taste is dirty or like a not good. Taste dirty ramen sometimes really, really good.
This broth to make it nice and smooth.
Even if you strain, you can't strain out the brown color.
Next we have our chashu, which is our Japanese pork belly. What you're looking at here is pork belly that's cooked the entire night, but I just can't help it. I have to spank it. Lastly though, I do want you to it's time to cut it.
No, don't cut pork belly when it's hot. It's not solid enough.
Yes, Uncle Roger is correct. We have to make it chill. While the chashu is still warm, right? They still start to absorb. So when the meat will absorb the dashi or tare, very simple. When the meat get colder, and then the meat will absorb the dashi or tare. That's very, very important. So you have to wait until that become cold.
It's not solid enough. You have to take pork belly out, chill it overnight, and then cut it when it's colder.
Yes.
First you spank pork belly and then you cut it when it's warm. What have pork belly done to deserve this? I have to put my leg down from chair again. It's gonna go all over the place.
So let's get a couple of nice slices just right through.
See?
You know, it's funny. It's almost so soft and tender that I can't really get any slices. But give it
でも美味しそうだけどね。Actually, but it look really great. でも美味しそうじゃない? It look also nice, but that chashu is not for everyone.
I can get a few more good
See,
slices.
if you
But again,
chop like
汚
this,
いちょっ
tender to do
と
what we're-
ねえちょっと待って I realize it is he using a Japanese knife but he doesn't know how to use it. Japanese knife, we call it hocho, is very, very fragile. You don't use, it's not supposed to use this, you know, cut. No, it's Japanese knife, this kind of very fragile knife, right? Their teeth, their part of the cutting the part is very, very thin. It's super thin. So it's good for you to like cut the sashimi, for example, just one shot, or like just like cut the vegetable, tomatoes. This chef, Nick, knows how to treat the girls gently, right? From what we have seen. But how come you don't know how to use the knife gently? Oh, he never dated with the Japanese girls. That's why he doesn't know how to use the Japanese knife as gently and softly. You will never ever use the Japanese knife in this way. No.
you're just making pulled pork now. This is not chashu.
Now it's time to finally open up those soft-boiled eggs. First, let's cross our fingers that we got that color from those eggs. Just to show you a little spot on the top of the egg that was not submerged.
See? Uncle Roger predicted this also.
We're gonna
Yeah.
cut through that egg. Very clean and keeping all that yolk inside.
Texture
See,
good.
the
Texture
outside
very
of the
good.
egg has
Wow.
clearly gotten some of that soy.
Maybe you can submerge a bit more time.
If the ramen shop served this egg to me, I'm gonna complain. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna judge that their egg is not good, or they don't spend enough time for the customer to feel the egg is great. This nitamago is 4.5 out of 10. Look at the inside. Inside is a white, totally white. Good nitamago is all brown color, even inside.
Maybe you can submerge a bit more time because you see it brown on outside, white on inside,
Yeah.
just like Auntie Hersha.
Just look at how soft and amazing it is. Now we've reached the final.
I don't know why. I don't like his finger.
I know this is the moment you've all been waiting for, so let's get
His hand again.
After mixing it around a little bit, I'll place in a nice spoonful or two of my tare. That's gonna
Tare
I
good.
really
Then
want to
comes
try
my
that
actual
dashi.
broth. The whole top layer.
His dirty broth.
So it's amazing to finally be able to put it into the bowl. Where are the actual ramen noodles? Those should be placed into this hot broth immediately when they finish. So into this pot.
Oh!
You say it should be placed immediately, but then you haven't even prepared ramen to go in.
So while he is cooking the noodle, and then the soup become colder, then how are you supposed to serve to the customer with a cold soup? A Japanese ramen rubber is very, very picky with the temperature of the ramen soup. While we are eating the ramen, the soup get colder, right? So that they have a yakishi, the burning stone, to directly put in the soup, ramen soup, so that the ramen soup is burning hot again. That's how much a Japanese chef very precise to the temperature of the food.
Does the word immediately mean something different to you? You should cook the ramen beforehand and everything go in at the same time.
That's the reason you need more than 2 people in the ramen shop, because one guy is taking care of the soup, another guy is cooking the noodle. Once the noodle is ready, immediately the one guy will pour the soup in the bowl, and then the second guy will pour the ramen noodle, and then everything is just co-working, cooperation. It's very, very important.
And then for just a minute and 30 seconds or so, we'll let this cook. Admire how amazing my
Look a bit soft.
And after 1 or 2 shakes, put it
Look
directly
like a
into my
somen.
ramen broth.
Sort of
And now we're
somen
ready
there.
for that final plating.
This looks like a somen.
So in go our
That's
enoki
so
mushrooms. Even
that's so much enoki. It feels like you're having enoki with side of ramen.
then we'll go right in the middle with those gorgeous
Enoki with ramen? Why? I'm sorry, but I never seen somebody put the enoki in the ramen in my life. Huh?
Then we have our beautiful pork, then a nice generous handful of green onions, and last but not least, some
Enoki
nori
looks
that I've
so
actually
weird.
gotten straight.
Nori weird shape.
There is one of the most
Why
gorgeous
he
ramen
cut
bowls
like that?
I've ever seen. Now, before we eat this, I want to paint the pork in a little bit more fat. And then
Okay,
just give it
that's
some
fancy.
some
Torching.
and flavor.
Yeah, but torching good, but
Torching! Don't torch after everything is perfectly set. Torch the meat before you put on the plate.
don't torch your pork next to the egg. You're gonna cook the egg by accident.
Oh, sorry. I was wrong.
Torch it elsewhere. Your house so big, go find some other room to torch your pork.
Now our ramen is ready to eat. I do want to say that this is one of the most beautiful bowls of ramen.
Oh,
I've
it's just
ever
all them. Looks really beautiful.
Okay, this ramen better than Nigella and Jamie ramen.
What is Nigella? Let's do the Nigella ramen reaction next time. But this ramen look really great though. Really, seriously. I kind of like to try.
Because he actually make tare. But nephew Nick, Tonkotsu supposed to be white, creamy, and sexy. Not like brown water. That's the biggest mistake he made. But Uncle Roger liked how much effort he put in. He making noodle from scratch. That's not easy.
Real
Out of
chef.
5 components of ramen, I
Yes.
think he have at least 4. He forgot to make aroma oil. Nephew Nick, next time clean your pork bone. Don't cut pork belly when it's hot. And no more spanking in
No more
cooking
spanking.
video.